I agree. Talking about action and making it personal, what is it that you do with the inner development goals? How do you make it actionable?
I think that for me and the work that I've been doing in organizations has been very related to the pillar of the being, on how people working in organizations, you get caught so easily on status quo and doing things in a certain way, and just having different ways of stopping and challenging and unlearning different things. It's really appreciated in this kind of circles. I used to work with women's networks, for example. So we did a lot of like different workshops related to that. Not how can you become a leader? How can you be a successful woman in business? No, it was like, let's talk about patriarchy. Let's talk about mental health. Let's practice mindfulness, which was always the part that people wanted to cut from the workshops. And then when we finished the series, the 1 year program was like what everybody enjoy, just to stop 5 months in their hectic lives and get in touch with themselves, like in a more calm way, calm their minds. So in my work, I kind of do that deep conversations. I'm comfortable. I'm not the person that you are going to talk about the weather in any meeting. I want to talk about what your soul wants in this world and those kind of things. So in the work related, it's kind of like that. But I will say that for me, especially this year, I'm kind of tired actually. It's been a full-time job, inner development. It was my number one priority, my spiritual work. It was a lot, and it was related to many different ways. From I've been learning Kabbalah, for example, this year, which has been an incredible way of getting to know wisdom that could explain to me life and why the things that happen to me on daily life on the daily basis. I can always choose a route for the evolution of my soul. That is one thing that Kabbalah has shown me beautifully. I've been in a year very connected with God and what God means in my life. God, the universe, life force, the name that you want to call the divinity or something bigger than all of us. It has been the most important thing, I think, in my year. And talking about that, for example, in private sector, I talk about that on LinkedIn. People are looking so much to talk about those things, to talk about spirituality at work. And I did some pilots about that in some companies, which is beautiful because you see it, people is not seeing it as a religion thing. I feel that there are not so much resistance. I think that we want to connect with something bigger than ourselves. So for me, that has been huge too. I just had this most amazing retreat in Brazil, and the connection with sacred medicines. It's something important too. And it was something that actually triggered my second dark night of the soul, an experience with mushrooms. But treating those kind of things as a sacred thing, for me, is really important. And the origin of the medicines, depending on which one, but many are from South America. Ayahuasca, for example, is there. And it calls my attention. People can see it in a light way in certain environments.